Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is Never Age TV, guys. Today is a church midweek day, and being a Wednesday, we normally go for midweek service in church. And guys, you are advised that today we dress sporty. So I'm here wondering, the day is very cold. We were told to dress, the dress code should be sportswear. And I'm here wondering, hey, how do I go how do I remove this jacket, guys? You know, as much as they want you to go there in that t-shirt and so that you go and do those activities that we had agreed to do, I'm here wondering whether I should abide with the church a rule or look like I am not obeying. You know, when it comes to things of the church, guys, you you are very careful because you don't want to appear like you are, you know, like you are not obeying. And in fact, let me tell you something. When it comes to church issues, hey, people don't even bring jokes when it comes to church issues. Even if you are told to go there at 5 in the morning, you'll be there at 5 minutes to 5, because people will do anything and everything to do the right thing about the church rules. And it is very good because we know that the church is the house of God. And it's not that God lives in the church, but the church is the house of God. And we, the congregants, need to know that the church has to be respected, and you have to show yourself through in the church in order to appear like that person out there. So guys, we were told to dress sporty, and I'm not in a sports gear because as you know, I have to keep myself very warm. My health has not been very okay. So I'm just here discussing this with a friend here, telling her that I'm not going to go to church today. And she's telling me, no, but why would you not go? And I'm like, no, but you see, I'm not in the sports gear and I cannot afford to expose myself. And she's like, why you just say you didn't want to go to church? And we are deliberating about that. And being a midweek, you know, it's not a Sunday. A Sunday is the day you feel obligated to go to church. And in fact, if you miss to go to church on a Sunday, you feel like, oh, but why? Without a very good reason, you'll feel very guilty. But on a weekday, you'll overlook, you'll check the weather, you'll check whether your friend has come, you'll check whether it is drizzling, and you'll say, but it rained. Guys, even a drizzle, you call it rain, because sometimes, is it only me who feels this way, or there's another person? So we are too holy to sometimes admit who we are. We are sometimes too holy to admit that sometimes we feel like, oh, will I go, will I not? And you are like, I will not go. There comes a time when I feel that way, and I feel like I don't want to go for the midweek service, but then I have issues to pray about, and I'm like, oh no, I have to go. And then the other thing is the group that we go with, and you feel like, now how will the group find me when they don't even see me there? How are they going to look at me as a person who is not committed? You know, commitment is another thing that enslaves you. Commitment enslaves. God is enslaves. Yes, when you are committed, you are enslaved. And it is very good to be enslaved. It is very good to be committed. So now, commitment is something else. The members that I go with, all of them are so committed. And it would appear like, oh, why didn't she come? Why didn't she come? And in fact, everybody will call after this and ask, oh, we didn't see you in church today. What happened? Are you okay? We have to keep checking because we are our brother's keepers, and we agreed that way that we'll always check on our colleagues. And today, I don't know whether my reason is going to be good enough to convince my friends that I found myself feeling very cold, and I didn't want to wear that t-shirt that we were told to wear because I was still not very okay. My voice is still not yet very, very okay. So I'm still keeping myself very warm, and I don't want any cold to come near my chest. So guys, do you think I'm going to be excused? They have to excuse me, guys, because I don't feel like removing this jacket. This jacket, I don't feel like removing it. I feel like I should be in it. And this jacket of mine is very funny, because let me show you how it is. This jacket of mine is very warm. What happened is that the other day I held a newborn baby, not very newborn, a child who is like 3 or so months, and the child was running away from my jacket. Look, that child could look at this here and run away from me. And before we knew why the child was crying and running away from me, not running away because that child cannot run, but the way you go holding a child like this, and the child is like crying, and you are like, hey, this child is fearing your jacket. I think that child looked at this jacket of mine and saw like it is an animal, an animal. I don't know why she feared this jacket so much, but I'm telling you guys, this jacket is so warm. It's so warm, guys. Whoa. It's so warm. It just gives me the warmth. Are you telling me that I'm going to remove this jacket and wear a t-shirt and a track bottom to go and do the sporty? I already know what we are going to do in church today, because we were told. And I'm imagining that I'll be required to wear that t-shirt. And I can't, no. Sometimes wisdom is called for. If you know that you'll be affected by something, don't do it. God understands. God, our God understands. God understands, and God understands that I have not been well and I cannot expose myself to the weather. It's very cold in Nairobi, guys. And guys, have you subscribed to this channel? Please subscribe. Please subscribe. Please subscribe after this video. Don't go to the next video without subscribing. And guys, this is where we discuss issues of life. You see, even the topic that I'm discussing with you guys, there's somebody who cannot touch it because it's a holy topic. How can you say that you can discuss whether you want to go to church or not when you are required to go? But this is an issue of life. This is an issue of life. And let me tell you, life should be taken very, very lightly. Do not take life like it is, we are going to heaven. Yes, all of us are going to heaven. But don't take life like it is, No. In fact, if you took life, and I usually tell people, do you know why people don't want to get saved? Let me sit well, and I tell you the story. There are some young guys I was preaching to with an intention of having them give their lives to Christ. And guys, a young man told me that, Mama, I would want to get saved, but not now. Maybe later, when I first of all enjoy life. And I asked him, why? Do you mean to tell me that when you are saved, you cannot enjoy life? I said, no, saved people are so restricted. There are restrictions in salvation. There are things you can do and things you cannot do. And I told him, yes, the only restrictions that are there in salvation is sin. When you are born again, you cannot sin. You cannot go sinning because you already know that you have been bought at a price, and therefore you are not supposed to sin. But all these other things that would make you stop, refuse to get to know Christ, to be born again, those are things you can maneuver. Let me tell you, God did not come to perfect the perfected. He came to perfect those that are not perfected. So if you are very perfect, in fact, you don't need Jesus, because then you are very perfect. But when you are a sinner and you need to be perfected, you need God in order to perfect, that God will perfect your life. That is when you need Him. So guys, this guy was fearing that if he gets bored, if he gets born again, he'll be very bored because there are many restrictions. There are things I cannot do. And yes, there are things you can't do. When you associate your life with Christ, there are things you cannot do. But still, that should not stop people from getting saved. Because in Christ, there are so many nice things that you will do and enjoy salvation. You'll enjoy that life of salvation. And guys, there are many things, interesting things. interesting things in salvation. You'll not even lack anything. And these restrictions are the ones that make people think that, okay, if I get you talk about getting saved tomorrow, and tomorrow is not even yours. How about if rapture takes place today? How are you going to go? And where will you go without having declared the Lord as your Savior? So guys, do not wait for tomorrow that let me first of all get older kidogo, then me kula maisha, then me enjoy life, and then after, when I'm bored, when I'm of that age which is very boring, I'll get saved. Hey, an age that is very boring, that you'll have enjoyed everything. Do you know whether you're going to reach that age? In fact, the things that you are doing are the ones that are going to expose you to danger, and you may even die because you do things of the world, and those are dangerous things. But when you are in Christ, there are things that you cannot do. And those things then saves your life. So it is better I choose today, but not tomorrow, because tomorrow is not mine. Choose today to serve the Lord. It is not boring to be in salvation. It isn't. It isn't boring. It is very, very sweet to know Christ. So guys, do not fear that you are too young, that you don't want to get born again at 15, at 20, at 22. You want that let me be 35 and then I'll be born again, because at 35 I'll have done everything that I require to do and I'll have enjoyed. Do you think there is any enjoyment in life out of Christ? You will call it enjoyment, but there is nothing as risky as living a life without Christ. Then you are on autopilot. Your life is on autopilot. There is no one who is piloting your life, because where is Christ? You have kept him aside, and he's the one who is supposed to pilot your life. Engage this pilot today, guys. And I don't want to appear like I'm preaching, but I would rather you engage this pilot today, because tomorrow is not known. And when you have Christ, you have everything, guys. Like and subscribe to this channel. This is Never Age TV, guys. How I feel good that I know Christ. It is so sweet. It is so sweet. Just the wordings. Hey.